All right, guys. Today I want to talk about experimental probability versus theoretical probability. It's still our probability one as it continues, okay? So, what is theoretical probability and what is experimental probability? And think of the words. Think of the words. Let's talk about in theory. In theory is what we know without having to do the experiment, right? So if you have your dice, suppose this is a dice, right? It has 6 sides, yeah? 6 sides, and I can ask you, what is the probability of getting a 1? You don't need to go and make an experiment, but you can just tell me what the probability is. So you can say the probability of getting a 1 when you throw a dice is 1. Remember what that 1 was? That 1 was the desired outcome, right? Let's just call it a DO. Desired outcome divided by what? By the total number of your sample space, total number of possible outcomes. I would say possible outcomes here, but which will be 6. So that's 1/6 possible outcomes. But you did not need to do an experiment for this, did you? So let's look at the experimental probability. I have my dice here. Suppose this dice is not biased, but now it is. I don't have the actual dice. It's a shame on me. I'll try to look one for tomorrow. Okay. If this is a dice and I want to make an experiment of how many times am I going to get a 1, right? When I throw. You see, let's see what's going to happen, whether you are going to get a 1/6. So here, let's make an experiment. Let's just do an experiment. Okay, so if I'm going to throw now, I got a 4. I got a 4. Then here we say how many times you get a 1. I didn't get a 1. I didn't get a 1. But I threw only once. How many times, how many experiments did you carry out? I carried out 1 experiment. And did I get, how many times did you get it? Get what? The desired result, right? I didn't get a 1. I wanted a 1. I did not get a 1. I did only 1 experiment. Okay? Let me do it the second time. I got a 6. I didn't get a 1. Got a 6. So still I didn't get it. And now it's out of 2. The number of experiments, did I get it? No, I didn't get it. And now, I get a 1. I have a 1 now. So I have 1, but how many times? It's 3. Now, do you see that what you are getting here is different from what you have in theory? In theory, you know it's 1/6. But when you actually do the experiment, it will give you different answers. But you know that it should give you 1/6, right? It should give you 1/6. So the more you do the experiment, the more you are going to get closer to what? Closer to the actual theoretical probability. So here is the relative frequency. We calculate experimental probability using relative frequency. Why relative frequency? Because now you are going to consider the number of times that you are going to get the event like I did there, right? Divided by the number of times that you carry out that experiment. I hope this makes the difference, and I'm going to look at the 2 examples after.